How's it going, football fans around the world, and welcome back to my channel. So we have witnessed yet another massacre. We've seen a few weird scorelines recently, and what another weird game it was. Manchester City defeat RB Leipzig 7-0 at Etihad. Erling Haaland scored 5. Not just a hat trick, but 5 goals. It was some of the ugliest goals we've seen, but you know what? They're goals. He's there. He's doing what we brought him in to do, and I couldn't be happier. Now, I'm not going to act like the first goal and a few calls that were made in the first part of the match weren't absolutely ridiculous. We're going to talk about that a bit, but wow, what a performance it is for Manchester City. What a statement it is. Now, I know I can't get too carried away with Manchester City in the Champions League, but seeing results like these, it does give you hope, and they do start to suck you back in again, but I'm going to try to be realistic. So yeah, let's talk about the match. So Manchester City started off well. They played this whole match really well. We did play around in the back a lot, which did put us in a few dangerous situations. You know, Rodri had a few really bad passes. Ederson, what an idiot he is sometimes, right? Consistently is just an idiot, but it's gonna happen. If you play like that, you're gonna have passes where you don't get it right sometimes, and luckily for us, Ruben Dias, Nathan Ake, Akanji, and John Stones were able to do their job. A lot of people were complaining about the lineup, right? I've seen a lot of complaints before the game, when the game started, about how we lined up. People were already assuming that we were going to get knocked out just because Pep Guardiola put out another weird formation in the Champions League. And look, I get it. I get why people would then start to have flashbacks. But when I seen it, I wasn't too worried. You know, we played with this lineup, I believe, versus Crystal Palace in the match before. Now, although that was a struggle, Crystal Palace are a good team. They know how to defend. And I didn't expect Leipzig to be that defensive. So when I seen it, I wasn't that worried about it because I knew the game would be a little more open. Now, if Leipzig were to sit back and defend like that, then maybe I'd be a little upset. But look, it is what it is. Can we really blame Pep for doing what he did? We have Rico Lewis, although he's been fantastic every time he comes in. You have to still monitor how much he plays. He can't be in every big game, right? You can't put that much pressure and responsibility on a young kid like that. It's cool. He's doing well. He's doing what he needs to do when he does come in, but you can't put him in big games like this all the time when he's only, 18? So I wasn't surprised not to see Rico. And then another player that people were hoping to get in and start was Kyle Walker. Look, what he did the other week, I don't want to get too into it, but what he did, he doesn't deserve to be playing right now. There has to be some type of repercussions when players act like that. Because look, these are footballers, and footballers are held in different standards. So we're not going to see him go to jail or, you know, suffer what normal people will be suffering because he is a footballer. And I'm not saying I want Kyle Walker to suffer, right? I like the dude, but you just can't be doing that. So there had to be some type of punishment. And for me, there's just no way you play Kyle Walker. After what he did, after the shame that he brought to this club and to every footballer, there's just no way you play. I was surprised to see him coming at the end versus Crystal Palace, honestly. So I don't blame Pep Guardiola for not having a fullback in this game. Nathan Ake, Akanji have been doing so well. They haven't really put a foot wrong. I mean, they have had a few bad passes and put us in a few. Akanji has put us in a few dangerous situations, but they haven't punished him for it. So technically, he's still clean. I don't get why people were really complaining that much. I think the only complaint people could have had was why didn't one of Phil Foden or Riyad Mahrez start? But we haven't seen Mahrez start lately. Is it because Ramadan? I don't know I forgot how to pronounce it. My brain is just completely gone. And then as for Foden, I don't know. We know Pep likes to switch things up a lot. We don't really see a player start in and out every single game, especially a winger on a Manchester City side. So yeah, I wasn't that surprised or that mad at how Pep Guardiola started the game. I mean, obviously it worked, right? Obviously it worked. So I don't get people's why people were complaining that much. I mean, I get why they would be, you know, worried because we have seen Pep Guardiola throw out some ridiculous formations and some ridiculous teams. But out of all of them, this one was, I believe, the least ridiculous. And like I said, I see why he put it out. So yeah, so now let's get on with the first goal. So the first goal, look, to me, that was harsh. I don't see how anybody can look at that and say that's a PK. I was shocked. VAR are going to bring it up, but I was shocked that they had the referee come over, and I was even more shocked that the referee looked at it and thought, yeah, that's a PK. It barely scraped his arm. Now, with the arm position, maybe, but for the amount of contact that was on it, I have no effing clue how that was called or why that was called. No idea. That was so ridiculous. I mean, these handballs are getting out of control. If that's called against Manchester City, I'm sitting here and I'm losing my shit. So it would be unfair of me to not talk about it because it was ridiculous. It was honestly ridiculous. Ederson, he came out flying. People were saying he deserved a red card. I'm going to have to look at that again, but in real time, I never thought it was a red card. That never once crossed my mind. I was never worried about it. I definitely thought it was a foul, and I definitely thought it was a yellow. I never thought it was a red, so I think people are just reaching for that one, but still, deserved at minimum a foul. For me, it's a yellow all day, every day, but minimum a foul, but the referee didn't call it. How he missed it, I have no clue. I thought maybe Ake was in his way, and maybe he thought he saw a flop, but after watching the replay, he had a clear view of it. Ederson obviously hit him, took him out. Yeah, I don't get it. And why Ederson even came out for it in the first place, who freaking knows? Because God, this guy, oh man, I'm not one of those Ederson haters. I definitely do have my concern when it comes to Ederson, right? Because his shot stopping is not up to a Premier League standard. To me, I don't think he's really good when it comes to shot stopping, but I know how crucial he is when it comes to build up play, when it comes to distribution. So that's why I'm not one of those guys that is just constantly hating on Ederson, because honestly, I think he does a lot for us, but he has a lot of these he makes a lot of these boneheaded decisions. It gets us in trouble multiple times. He just needs to think a little bit more. There's no reason why you come out for that ball. No reason. You were never going to get there. You know, although they were coming at us, for me, I think Ake and I don't know who else was with them. Was it Stones or Akanji? But I think they would have had it under control. We were already up 2-0. There was no reason to come out for that. And why he put us in that position, I have no idea. How we got away with it, I have no idea. But yeah, of course, people are then going to online. You know, I've seen it all over Twitter as soon as it happened. And there's, talking to how Manchester City bought the refs. I'm not going to entertain that shit. Bad calls happen for every team. They happen for and against every team. No team has room to talk, so why people say that shit, I mean, we get it. They're just trying to wind shit up, right? And it's just delusion. So, yeah, we definitely had some favorable calls in this first half, but I know Leipzig fans can come out from this and they can think, wow, those are some really shitty calls that put us in a bad spot from the start, but even before the goal, I thought Manchester City were super dominant. I was happy with what I was seeing. I wasn't happy with the end result before the first goal, but I was happy with the way we were attacking. We were sending balls through. We sent 2 through balls to Holland in the air. It's what I wanted to see, so I was so happy to see that. I wasn't happy with the way we scored our first goal, because like I said, that was ridiculous, but we were always going to win this match, weren't we? Were there some ridiculous calls against Leipzig? Yes, of course. To me, I still believe the team that deserved it won it, and I think the scoreboard backs me up on that one, right? 7-0. 7. I'm gonna be what's that dude from Anfield Agenda here? I don't remember his name, but 7, man, that's crazy, and 5 of them came from one player. How ridiculous is that, man? He just knows where to be. He really does. And he obviously outshined everyone, but we have to give some credit to Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's been getting his flowers online. Everybody's been saying it. He had a terrific game yet again. Yeah, he was outstanding, right? He showed why he is needed in games like this, right? He hasn't been as consistent this season, but when there's a big game, he definitely needs to be on the team sheet. He's proved it yet again. He proved it versus Arsenal, and he's now proved it in the Champions League. Yes, will we maybe see less of Kevin De Bruyne in the Premier League, not starting every game? Probably, because like I said, he's struggling this season to stay consistent. But when we have a big game, he has to be on the team. And so yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. Like I said, what is there much to say? We had Erling Haaland, who got 5 crazy goals. Ilkay Gundogan had a really good goal himself, and then Kevin De Bruyne was able to finish it. It was just pure domination from the start. Yeah, I really liked how we played. Although I do like to typically see a fullback. Like I said, I've given the reasons why we won't have a fullback maybe for the next few games, but I'm not mad about it. It worked today. It looked really good. Even without fullbacks, even with 4 center backs, we were so positive. We were going forward a lot more than what I've seen throughout this season. So yeah, I'm happy about it. Let me know what you guys think about it, Manchester City fans, or just anybody. Is feel free to comment. Let me know what you if you're a Leipzig fan and you happen to be watching this. I doubt it, but if you happen to be watching it, then you're a champ. But if you're let me know what you guys thought on the match. Let me know how you guys felt about the decisions. And yeah, let me know where it went wrong for Leipzig. I know you had an injury with Nkunku, which is a huge player for y'all. He was able to get a hat trick versus us. So let me know if you guys think that the game would have been much different if he was in. Please like, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And I'll see you guys soon.